It's just
Probably.
surprising when it comes from the good boy.
It's not though, is it?
A bit.
Not when it's me.
Right. Right. Hello. Welcome to Bonus Action Heroes. Tonight we are playing Out of the Abyss. I will do a little summary of last week's, I would say last week, but fortnight ago's game. But first of all, I think Veronica has a little announcement she would like
I
to
do
make.
feel like Sam Riegel, or maybe that I need to tell people that I'm getting engaged or something. No. So, I Curse of Strahd is really sad, and it's making me sad. So I wanted to do a happy fun thing. So please remember to like, subscribe, follow, because I've decided that when we get to 50 followers on Twitch, I'm going to run a little nerd quiz for everyone. And Matt and I have found this great extension, which means that the viewers can like click the buttons on the screen and properly play along at home. And I'm going to do silly little bonus rounds for these guys on video, so you can laugh at them as well. We're just going to bring some light to Barovia. Yeah, because I don't understand why we have 129 subscribers on YouTube. Who the hell are you? But Bonus Action Heroes is lagging behind on Twitch. So if you are watching, yeah, please do follow us. We want to hit that 50. We're currently on 43.
Yeah, and 44. 44. So yeah, only 6 to go. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you, Veronica. I'm looking forward to that quiz. There is a really good extension. You can play on a phone, iPad, computer, anything. You can click the answers, and it scores you based on who answers quickest. So it's quite good at it's quite good for seeing who is the best nerd out of everybody.
Me.
Probably, but hopefully
You know
I'm
the
in the
irony
running.
is, I've been looking up questions,
Yeah.
and I realise, as we all know, I've seen the least nerd movies, all of the things that are the basis of our culture. So I'm looking at questions going, I don't know if this is difficult or not. So
I do have a head
see.
start on the nerd stuff, to be fair, being the oldest. I do have a bit of a head start, but Tom's not far behind.
Not a long way behind, though.
He may look like a youthful chap, but he's. I think he's hiding the grey that I'm not hiding.
It's because it's fallen out. You can't see at the front. That would all be great.
Awesome. So, hi, Hazel's joined us. Hi, Hazel. Unfortunately, Danny can't be here this week. It's a bit of a scheduling cock up by me. So, apologies, Danny. I'm sure you'll be watching this. We will try and look after Crumplin. I think any of us will be able to roleplay him. He's quite a simple fellow, so I think we'll enjoy that. But yeah, apologies, Danny. Look forward to seeing you next time. So, where did we last leave off? The intrepid heroes. It still feels weird calling you both intrepid and heroes, to be fair. Had pursued the courier, the Darrow courier Drocky, down into the tunnels beneath the city of Gracklstugh in the Underdark. From there, they had a pitch battle with some Dwergar and an alchemist, and managed to defeat them all before venturing out into the tunnels once more. They came across an odd, slightly smelly pool in the middle of nowhere, and were intent on approaching cautiously when Crumplin and his 9 brain cells just decided to go up and stare into the water. And all right, I'm being unfair. Probably more like 7, I think. He decided to stare at his own reflection, at which point a strange, weird water creature burst out of the water and began to attack. A battle ensued. Drodyn was unfortunately crushed by this strange water creature, and it attempted to drag him into the water unconscious to drown him. Fortunately, Crumplin managed to stop it in its tracks and prevented him being dragged in. But that was where we left off. Drodyn is unconscious in the grasp of this strange watery creature, and the others are desperately trying to destroy the thing so that they can save him. And we begin at the top of the round with Malice.
Which, luckily, I wrote down what I was going to do. So, bonus action, spare the dying on Drodyn,
Yeah.
which for me is at a distance. So, I'm not getting close to that fucking thing. So he's at least not dying. And then for my action, let me just check the distance on this. 30 feet. So the game's paused as well. So please, no, thank you. There we go. Oh, and I don't have to move for that either. Can I cast Destroy Water on the water creature?
I believe you can. Is it a ranged spell or a touch spell?
It's ranged.
Okay.
It's a big range, but I am focusing on that fucking creature, so it's above the actual water. I'm not wasting it on the water.
Okay. Yeah, 30 feet, 30-foot cube. Okay. Sure, place the template.
I've attempted to. If it's not there, it's not my fault. So yeah, you destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container. Alternatively, you can destroy fog, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'm hoping it will do something to water creature thingy.
Okay. So you begin to cast the spell. You see the water start to shimmer and shake, and you actually see droplets start to drop upwards and drift up into the sky as if gravity's reversed. And then there's a sudden sort of sound of suction, and there's just a huge cube, empty space where the water was in this pool. You see the water weird sort of shrivel and shriek and recoil back. It drops Drodyn, and seems to be badly hurt by this. But as the water, as it seems to be shrinking and shriveling and deteriorating, the water splashes back and fills the hole. And it does look badly hurt. But Drodyn is released. He's lying. I'll tell you what, roll a d20 for me, Jim. Ten or more, you fall on the ground. 9 and below, you fall in the water.
Is this the role I want to? You want me to?
Yeah,
make?
roll a d20.
I had to sneak away for a minute.
That's okay.
19. I'm fine.
Okay, yeah, it drops Drodyn and he falls face above the water. His feet just draped in. Anything else, Malice? Good turn.
Other than get him away from the water, that'll do. I'll be the end of it.
Okay. Tink.
Thank you very much, but I don't have very much to work with. I think we should all take a nap after this, but here we go. Firebolt.
Okay.
On a water thing. This will go well.
Okay, that's a miss, unfortunately. You just aim slightly short as it's retreated back into the water. You aim and it just hits the water just in front of it and fizzles out.
Get closer or run away. I think I will. Yeah, I'll run away.
Okay.
What was it so that you can track how far you're going? Alt. Yes. Hang out over here, watching.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do. And it's still
Okay.
running rain.
Yeah, go for it. Run rain. I don't know if someone wants to run Clun as well.
Go on, Tom. Get involved in the action ahead of time.
Okay, I'll come from. Is that Danny's character?
Yes, what he does is say crumclum a lot.
Okay.
It's
He
like a
just says
Pokemon.
grum, glug, grum, glug.
I'll
Basically,
look at the character
yeah.
sheet then while I'm waiting. I don't have access to it though.
I'll give it to you now.
Well, I've cast it, but it's not put into the chat what it does, and I can't remember. Thorn Whip. So I need to make a spell attack with another character's character sheet. Intelligence, so that's d20 plus. How'd you work out your spell attack?
His spell attack should be intelligence +4 plus proficiency, which would be +2, so +6. I believe. Eyes a hit.
1d6, and I'm pulling him 10 feet out the water.
Okay. Okay. Where is Rain? Yeah, you pull it out of the water, and as you do, you see this long, tiny, thin tendril of water between it and the water. But as Rain pulls it, it snaps, and you just see it lose cohesion, and just a shower of water drops to the floor. It appears to be dead.
Yeah, Drodyn!
Blah, 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 blah.
Crumclun.
Like he's in the room.
Bang on. Does anyone have any healing or potions?
Yes, 1 second. As I check to see what spell slots I have left.
I have a potion, but they're quite pricey, so I don't really want to spend it if you've got a spell. Sorry, Drew.
Who else is hurt? Me, Crumclum.
Little bit. Crumclun.
Tink, how's Tink?
Oh, I'm fine. I
injured.
ran away.
Okay, so I'm gonna have no spells left, but I'm going to cast. Oh, are we out of initiative? Like,
Yes.
this is okay. Let's run up, get Drodyn out of the water. So we're gonna pull him onto land.
Sure,
And
yeah,
then-
it's just his feet are in the water at the moment.
Yeah, we're getting him further away than that. And then I will cure wounds. Only at first level because I don't have any spells. Seven. Oh no, he's unconscious, so he gets the max amount because of Circle of Mortality. So that is 8 plus 3, so 11.
My hero. I don't seem to fare too well on water these days.
Let's just get you a bit further away, and like Malice is gonna drag you away.
I think we need to make a decision here. We're injured, we're pretty much out of spells, but we're in pursuit.
We're already hours behind. I'm not sure this is a pursuit we can actually make work for us.
Equally, I'm not sure this is a good place to rest. What do you think?
Oh, I'm fine. Let's keep going.
I'm not so fine. But I think you're right. This isn't the best place to stop.
Shall we carry on a little further, see if we can find a small enclosed bit of the cavern or something?
Maybe, but yes, we just need to be very careful about not getting harassed any further. So the sooner we can stop, the better. But not quite here.
I believe I was following tracks and we saw them go around this way.
Yeah, so there's two routes here. There is a path that goes underneath. So there's a path to the left which goes up and over the side, and then another path that goes underneath that path, sort of an archway in the rock. Yeah, the tracks are clearly not by someone who knows how to be stealthy. They're quite obvious, but they are extremely, for someone so short, they're extremely far apart, as if they're moving at ridiculous speed.
You're right, we'll never catch him, but at least we can keep following this trail. And I suppose we move onwards.
Sure, yeah, if you just move up to the archway, it should move you under if you move through it.
See map.
Okay. She'll move to the other map. Yeah, so you've continued to follow the tracks. They are, to be frank, quite obvious. Whoever it is has not made any attempts to go unseen or sort of hide the fact of where they're going. The tunnel stretches off for, well, as far as the best of your dark vision can see. It is dark and dank. The only sound really is dripping water, trickles of underground rivers, and the sound of chittering insects. There's the occasional groan in the distance, the occasional sigh, but not a lot else. Would you like to proceed?
Keeping an eye out for, I don't know, some sort of alcove somewhere that just looks a little bit safer that we could rest.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Roll a survival for me, please. Okay. Not great. Crumcum's basically licking some moss on the wall.
Crumb clump.
Oh, it's because it's doing tink. For some reason, I can't scroll down to the bottom of my character sheet and hit the survival button.
Oh, really?
It's intelligence, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
No, is it? I thought it was wisdom.
It's wisdom.
Is it? Oh, then I'd be rubbish at it.
Survival is wisdom, yeah. You got -1.
Nature's intelligence, isn't it? Survival's wisdom.
I'll help. Never mind. I won't.
I was
help.
going to say, can we all try? Can we do like a group?
Oh
one?
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
please,
Everyone can
sorry,
try.
yes.
At the moment, it just feels like there isn't anywhere. You're walking along cautiously, making your way, and
We don't
this,
find anywhere.
yeah, this corridor is just, yeah, it just seems to be endless. It goes on for hundreds and hundreds of feet, hundreds of meters, and nothing seems to change. it's an old underground river. The walls are relatively smooth, but they go in a straight line. There's nothing. After probably a good 5 or 10 minutes of walking, you do come across what looks like cracks in the wall, like almost like at some point there was perhaps some sort of something that caused the rock to actually crack and split. So this isn't a natural, even with a 9, Crumclunt would know that it's not a natural split. It's almost, well, it probably is natural, but it's not made over time. It was made quickly. So it's like a shear in the rock, and it crosses across both ways.
Yeah, something's made this.
Is it reminiscent of the Hook Horror Lair?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Maybe we'll find Jasper.
Can we inspect the cracks, see if they've been made by hooks? Claws, if they look like the same thing that we saw back there.
Sure. Perception from anyone that wants to look, please.
Will Crumclun have a look around that particularly to see if he understands how it's been opened up?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ooh.
Just trying to see if there's any features that give him any sort of assistance. Give me a second.
Okay. You're all inspecting Malice. You're looking at them, and yeah, you deduce that it's some sort, probably an earthquake of some kind. It looks like it's suddenly cracked, and like the ground has shifted and then settled back. So you can actually see the crack in the ground as well. Drodyn, as you peer in, you see a pair of eyes reflecting back at you. The kind of eyes that something with dark vision might have. There's just this very faint blue reflection.
And I'm going to send it down. Can I figure out what it is? Because I also have dark vision.
It seems to be hiding in a shadow. You can't tell. It's probably, and because it's black and white, it kind of blends in with the stone. It's hard to make out, but it's probably the size of a large dog. It's got quite big eyes.
I'm going
You
to
think
send.
it's on 4 legs,
Carry on.
maybe?
Okay. I'm going to send in some dancing lights to investigate.
Okay. Summon your orbs and send it off, and as you do, the light catches, and you would all see this looking back at you.
Look at Hazel.
It's like a goth Spyro.
I can see that actually. Yes.
Yeah, and as the lights,
Kind of like, ooh!
as the lights appear and drift over it, it sort of almost sits up like a dog, with its front legs straight and its back legs, and then begins bounding down this gap towards, I guess, Drodyn is at the front.
Oh no, he's nearly dead.
I mean, I don't know what this thing is, so I don't want to magic missile it, but I'm kind of concerned it's going to try and kill me.
It's bounding towards you. You haven't got time for a full sentence. We're
It's
screwed.
like 40 meters away.
Okay.
30 meters away. 20 meters away.
Put my hand
Can
out
move
and be
out
like,
the way.
stop!
Is that what you do? You like stop?
Yeah.
As you shout stop, it sort of it doesn't react to your voice, but you hold your hand up, and it seems to like almost put its front feet out and skid a little bit, and stops about 5 meters away from you, and it sits down again.
I'm gonna walk over and try and pet it.
This is how you lose hands.
So this thing is probably the size of a I don't know, Shetland pony, maybe. It's up close. It's bigger than a dog, or it's as big as a very big dog. It is black and scaled. It doesn't have wings. It is kind of draconic looking. It doesn't have wings, but it does have like what look like the start of them beginning to grow. And it seems to just sit and look at you and tilt its head. You can see the light.
Don't you dare touch it.
No wave. Hello.
It kind of turns and looks down the tunnel. And then starts to walk off and then looks over its shoulder at you.
Oh God, has Timmy fallen down the well?
Now, I'm not very good at interpreting the communications of animals, but that kind of feels like a "come with me."
I very much get the feeling this could be a trap.
I mean, probably. But aren't you a little curious?
Well, curiosity kills things when we are wandering around some tunnels that we've never been in, chasing someone.
Drodyn can lead. I mean,
Drodyn is nearly dead.
I'll be fine.
and that's how he'll learn his lesson. It's so
I only
small. How
have the one
harmful can
spell.
it be?
It can be very harmful.
I know. I'll just have some fire crackling in my hands. Tiny little thing.
Oh!
You hear that voice in the distance down the tunnel. Sounds quite big, whatever it is.
I don't like this.
Maybe someone has fallen down a well.
Well, as long as it's not one of us, I don't really care.
Lead the way, Drodyn. It's single file. I'll give him a little push.
Up, 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 up. Off I go down the hole.
I regret this greatly.
Hey, I shall put you all on the map.
Look, she immediately no longer regrets this greatly.
Yeah, she looks. Look at the face. It's the epitome of regretting things greatly. Look at that.
Oh, I like mushrooms. Not in real life. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put you on. You wander into this crack and you can see all sorts of strange fungi and fungus growing as this sort of draconic looking creature sort of runs off ahead and then stops and looks over its shoulder quite eagerly at you as you follow. I'm sorry, I'm just adding you all in. A lot of these mushrooms give off a strange ambience, and as you delve a little deeper you start to see this telltale magical shimmering of light clinging to the walls, drifting through the air. Sorry, just popping you on. And as you get so far, you see the dog squeeze through this gap, which pretty much none of you would manage except maybe Tink. And it squeezes through and seems to be gone. And then you see these telltale blue eyes flashing back at you.
Which way did it go?
Straight up.
Also,
You're not on the map.
I'm on the map, but my dark vision goggles aren't activated unless we have been down in this bit
Okay,
for more than
that's
4
fine.
hours.
I shall enable that. No, you haven't been down there that long. There you go. See now?
Yes, thank you. Sorry, yes. Can you ping which way I'm going?
Just this way. You get a little way up, and as I say, it suddenly narrows. You see this thing squeeze through. It's really tight. It almost gets stuck, but then somehow manages to push through.
What is this thing in the middle that we can see?
Which thing?
I like
The spider eggs.
egg things.
Yeah, it looks like spider eggs.
Tink, don't go off by yourself. Come back, please, now.
Get through it.
Yes, but other things can as well, and we can't be in there to help you right now. So I would say come back. Don't think this is the safest space for.
I don't want to get into the fight. I know I can't fight. Depends what it is. But I'm quite low on spells, so yeah, if I see anything bad, I'll just come back straight back.
But what if you get caught before you see anything? There are going to be traps in there. If this is what I think it is, you could be
As you
caught
say that,
so
Malish,
easily.
you see something moving on the ceiling above her. As a drow, you would instantly recognise it as a huge spider. It just seems to scuttle in the darkness. You're not sure if it's seen her or if it's...
I think it's above you. And can I look above us and see if there's anything above us?
Sure. Yeah, you glance up. You can roll a perception if you like, but initially you see nothing. Yeah, you can definitely see one clinging to the ceiling above Tink, above those eggs, but nothing in this chamber that you're in now. But a patch of mushrooms definitely stand out to you. They've got this shimmering magical light on them.
Where's
No
the sound
noise.
coming from?
It's coming from down the corridor.
Is the spider above me? Is it moving towards me, or is it just hanging out?
It just seems to be hanging out on the ceiling, yeah.
Doesn't seem to be hostile.
Don't get too close to it. Don't make eye contact.
Pretty hard. It's got a lot of eyes.
Or just be careful. Maybe stay closer to the ground, please.
I don't want to be a fly in a web, but none of you can come through here. Can't any of you move the rocks or something?
Conklin can try.
But has Rain got like a seal defender kind of thing?
Yes.
Is that fit through?
Yes.
Can we send that with Tink? Could Tink ride it like she's riding into battle?
She is quite small. She could probably ride it. It will get a bit... It will kind of need Rain to command it, which after a certain point it's going to, struggle to know what to do. But yeah.
On the map, yeah.
If I hadn't got bigger when we fought that thing, I might be able to squeeze through.
Oh, it's good. It can't be surprised.
It can't be surprised, that's right.
And how far can it go from rain? All this time. Help!
Well, we can move Rain up a bit just to.
See how far.
Would you like to do?
Still defender from.
Are we worried about the spider or worried about getting through the hole? Because I'll just bash it with my maul. You're worried about the spider.
Well, I mean, there is a chance that we'd be able to just get through and it won't pay any attention to us, especially if it's fed recently. The issue is if we start fighting one of them, I'm sure there's going to be more around here when we just see how many eggs there are. So we want to avoid a fight at all costs, really.
I'll work out how far away the still defender can go from rain, but I guess we can both move through stealthily.
Yeah, if Rain was to stand at the entrance, he could direct it. I don't think he can see through it though, so it's not like a familiar. Moving through.
Yeah.
Good luck, Tank.
Move you through. This little thing seems quite excited. It almost does a little spin, like raises its hind legs in the air and sort of lies down with its front in a little bow. As you move through, it seems quite excited that you've followed.
Hank, please be careful.
You see the ground is almost covered in these slimy brown centipedes. They move in huge swarms, crawling over each other, crawling over the walls and the floor and the rocks. You also see another huge spider up on the ceiling, just sat still. You can see hundreds of tiny little ones just crawling around, scavenging for food. They don't seem to have noticed you. The corridor heads off straight ahead, as far as your dark vision will allow. You can see a slight turn, literally just, and you see the little drake creature run off to the left and into the darkness.
Follow.
Yeah, as you turn the corner, you see this probably about 6 foot tall, maybe 6.5 foot tall. It is ginormous. And you think, is that dragonborn? No, it looks familiar, but it doesn't quite look like a dragonborn. And it seems to have got itself stuck in the tunnel. It is too big for the tunnel and is kind of wedged, turned sideways as if trying to edge through the gap, but it's completely stuck. Do you want to describe yourself, Tom?
Well, I'm black-scaled kobold, but very large at the moment, with occasional green scales stuck particularly around my mouth. I'm armoured and leather armour, and looking very upset about the fact that I'm stuck in the tunnel. I don't know how to get out. Does Tink speak Draconic?
Does Tink speak Draconic? I believe the answer is no, but bear with us. She does not speak Draconic.
You just hear, as soon as the creature you've been following comes around the corner, you hear some guttural kind of growling noises and talking to it. And it's sort of getting excited as I'm talking, and I'm sort of looking a bit relieved by the idea that it's come back.
Are you a dragon?
Well, no. I'm stuck. I'm not a dragon, no.
Is this a trap?
Well, I suppose it could be, but I'm the one stuck in it. If there's a way you can get me out, then I'd be very, very grateful.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's earnest about that?
Yeah, sure. If you want to roll an insight check for me, Tom, if you want to roll either deception or persuasion, whichever you prefer, but roll it GM, please.
Yes, ending, because I think Tom's joining the party as a friend.
It seems to be genuine.
And how did you get stuck?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. I'm not sure that it might have been something I ate, but I just suddenly got bigger.
It's happened before.
Not so far.
And how long have you been big for?
How long have I been big for, Matt?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Not long, but long enough.
Oh, well then, if this is your natural state, then you'll probably reduce back down after an amount of time. I don't know how long, but you'll be fine.
Well, don't go.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Just anything. Anything you can do to put me back how I'm supposed to be?
Not me. Perhaps one of my companions, but we can't get through the tunnel back there.
I mean, Matt, do I know how I got this big? Or do I know...
You ate some particular mushrooms which are behind you on the floor.
Well, all I can say is don't eat those mushrooms. That's what got me into this trouble. Just be careful. I hope it wears off, but don't go away. I'm nervous of those spiders and whatnot. They're not a lot smaller now at the moment, but they're large for spiders.
Your current size, surely you could just step on them.
I can't. I'm stuck.
Okay, roll over.
Well, who will feed Ambrose if I get stuck here forever?
Ambrose?
I'll gesture my head at the Drake.
Oh. That's who he is. Oh, and who are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm Serdi. Who are you?
I'm Tink.
Pleasure.
Is there no other way to get into where you are?
Did I get in the same way they did, or did I come from another way?
Yeah, you came in the same way they did.
Well, I don't know of it. I seem to come in where you came in. Well, but yes, I found these mushrooms. They look well. They're quite tall ones with the purple top. There is some mushrooms that look similar. They're edible where I come from, but not these ones. So don't eat those. But I mean, if you can have a look around for others like it, they were tall with a purple cap, and often you find that with poisons and such, you find that the antidote's nearby.
Never looked for that, but I am going to have to leave you to do that and consult with my friends.
Okay, but don't please come back. You hear me guttural growling again to Ambrose, and he dances around and then runs up, stands next to you.
How much taller than me is Ambrose?
He's probably twice your height.
Oh, hey. Is it friendly?
Very much. It's a very clever chap, is Ambrose. I'm sure if you asked nicely, he'd let you sit on his back. You seem small enough, you might be able to climb on.
Well, does Ambrose recognise the antidote potentially?
I'll talk your guttural sounds again, and I'll ask Ambrose to look for the mushrooms that I ate behind me, see if he recognises them. Well, hopefully he'll try.
Where do you want him to look for them?
Anywhere in the corridor around back where it's safe, wherever it's safe to go, where the others are.
Okay, he comes tearing out, like, super enthusiastic, and goes, oh, sorry, I've just moved Tink.
I was going back anyway.
Oh, okay. And he sort of piles through the thin gap, sort of shakes rocks and stuff as he squeezes through, and starts almost like a bloodhound sniffing around the various glowing mushroom patches, and finally comes into this area and settles by this sort of lightly glowing patch of mushrooms, and then just gets one of his massive clawed feet and just blats it down on a little patch of mushrooms.
Does this thing as I pass through look? Does it bother me?
But the spider, you just stop and look it up at it. As you look up at it, it does seem to like gitter to the side a little bit, and
nope.
And positions itself on the wall. You can see its 8 little eyes glinting in the low light. Seems to be looking at you, but it doesn't seem to be making a move.
No.
What's going on? We could hear chattering.
On the surface, the bugs aren't this big. There's it's not a dragon. It says he's a kobold. But he's much too big for a kobold from what I've read. It sounds like they've eaten something, and this is Ambrose, their pet. Asked us to look for an antidote to make them small again.
At the sound of her name, Ambrose does a little spin around again in excitement.
Oh. Sorry, I'm very excited about the draconic version of the dog from Labyrinth. It makes me so happy. Okay.
It has bounded into the area that you're all in and has sort of sniffed around patches of fungus, and then suddenly just like splattered a clawed foot down on a patch and sort of crushed a bunch, and then stood back quite proudly. Does a little spin.
I think we'll have to give it a treat.
Why would we give it a try? What is going on? Is there's someone stuck? Oh well, let's move on.
So I didn't really see any point in helping, but
You can't just leave someone there.
Yes, we can. They're
See-
down here so far. We've only come across bad things down here.
See Ambrose's eyes go all sad and ears drop back.
Look, you've
Oh,
made
don't
it
you
sad
look at me
now.
like that. So, it's not ours to protect.
How would you feel if you got stuck and you said stool off to go and find help?
what we need, and I'll start trying to gather dead mushrooms.
Hey, yeah, if you ever
Perhaps-
look at the mushrooms that it seems to have stood on, you can see two different types of mushrooms in this patch. One is probably about 4 inches tall, with a
Purple
very
cap?
thin stem and a purple cap. And
Is
the
there
other,
a blue spotted one next to it?
there is a blue cap with white dots next to it as well. That one's about an inch long
Okay.
and quite
We
stubby.
have got some of these already.
They
We-
do.
Yes. So, I take it he ate the purple one?
Yes.
So then maybe he should eat the blue one.
Okay.
See if they reverse effect.
Well, I can take some blue ones back and ask if they can be a guide for us down here. How about that? May as well get something out of it.
I don't see how it could hurt, personally.
There's 4 of the purple ones and 2 of the blue spotty ones. Unfortunately, the thing has crushed quite a few of them, but you managed to salvage those.
Just take one of the blue and handle the rest to Malice.
Okay.
So how many have we got now? We've also already got 9 of the blue with spots. Just throwing that out there. So.
Crumclun would, as he sees you picking up the purple and the blue ones, Crumclun would probably go, Crumclun, Bigwig, and he'll show you the purple one. Bigwig. And then he will get the little blue spotty one and he'll go, Pygmy Wart.
Bigwig and Pygmywort.
Crumclun.
Tink, on the surface, do you have pygmies? What in the world is a pygmy? Did he say pygmy? I'm very confused.
I don't even know where to begin with Cromclan.
One was big, so assumably pygmy is small.
Hope so. How
Well,
many of
we're
the
not eating it.
bigwigs did we pick up? Sorry.
2. Sorry, 4 bigwigs, 2
That takes
Pygmy
us-
Wart.
10.
Pygmy Wart with an O, sorry.
And you're taking one of the 2 to feed to Kobold Boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Say his name by chance.
I forgot it.
Surdy. Surdy?
Erdy. It's an interesting name.
Oh, I've been kicked out of the game. This hasn't happened in years. If you want to move me back through, I will deliver it. Well, I'll sort of throw it through. I don't want to get too close to what is a giant dragon to a tiny fly.
And just remind him not to eat it all in one go. It might be better to try a small bit and see what the result is first. Let's go with the scientific method, please.
Also good life advice.
But you're
Yeah.
throwing it to him. Want to roll a dex check with disadvantage, please, Tom. See if you can catch this this little strange sort of part clockwork fairy seems a bit reluctant to get close to you, and throws it. But you, even though you're stuck, you manage to just thrust a hand out. Your hands are so big now, it's quite easy to catch things. And you catch this little blue spotted with white spot mushroom.
I sort of maneuver it around to eat it, or to sort of throw it up and try and catch it in my mouth.
Yeah, it's a bit of a squeeze. You get your arm so far and get it close, and you kind of like open your mouth and throw, and it goes in. And suddenly you feel like your limbs shorten, your chest shrink, your legs sort of seem to stay long for a second, and you think you might be tall forever, but then they sort of suck up, and you find yourself hanging from the rock. Back of your leather armor is stuck.
Thanks, Sylvanus. Well, that's an improvement, but I'm still stuck. I don't suppose you could continue to exist.
This is a silly question because you've managed to get yourself stuck, but how do you know these tunnels?
Well, I know how I got in them. I've been down here tracking. I'm not from the area, but...
Oh, so you wouldn't be a very good guide.
Well, I have a very good nose for trouble, and I have a very good nose and a very good sense of direction. I could help. I'd be willing to, if you'd help me out.
I should see what the others think, really. But honestly, how did you get in here if you can't get out? I don't understand.
Well, I wasn't stuck. I ate the mushroom, grew, and got myself pranged clearly on this rock.
You can see he's got like a little outcrop in a rock which is stuck under his collar, and he's just kind of hanging.
If someone could just lift me, or I don't know, undo my armor. I don't know.
Do that, I suppose.
Please?
Fine, but if you prove not useful, I should hope you have some gold or something.
I'll be in your debt.
I will fly up and attempt to unbutton any armor that's caught because I can't carry him.
He's about, how tall are you? About 2.5 foot tall now.
Yeah.
So he is bigger than you, by a good margin, but he's quite small compared to the others. He's a
Still
bit more.
can't carry my own body weight.
No, but you managed to sort of help him do a couple of straps, and he kind of wriggles out of it. You managed to just lift the armor off the stone that it's stuck on and drop it back down.
I'll throw down the armor. I assume I can carry this.
Yeah.
I shall quickly put it back on. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll bow to her, and Ambrose will run up round me, wherever Ambrose is. Can't see her. And
Corin makes a change. I'll curtsy back in midair.
in your debt, dear lady.
Oh, I do like to hear that. Very good. Let's go meet my friends.
Lead on.
As just a big Labyrinth fan, Tom, this is the best character ever created. I've just witnessing his name brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
Am I stuck?
Are you stuck?
I'm stuck! Thank you.
Yeah, I can't get out either. Thank you.
Very narrow.
Is your drake, it doesn't have wings?
No, it has the start of them.
Got
It's very young.
nubbins.
They get wings later on, I think. They survive long enough.
They're flying friends.
I squeeze through the hole now.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, without much trouble. Squeeze through.
My word, that's a large spider.
So does everyone want to describe their characters for Tom? No.
Should have been watching the stream.
I'm trying to think. So that they'll come up against rain first. And I
Yes.
can't remember exactly how to describe rain, but a grey-skinned
Purple dreadlocks.
dwarf with purple. Is it a dwarf?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like a Durgar with horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got slight horns which are kind of hidden under the quite thick hair, dreadlocks. But for all other intents and purposes, she looks like a normal Dwegar.
Bow again.
And then there'll be Crompon. which I'm
Also,
not
it's
sure.
also a
Yeah.
Dwergar.
Yeah, another Dwegar, sort of shaved head, long white beard, sort of grey, purpley grey skin, and lots of armour. And he would, hopefully I'm not doing this an injustice, Danny, he would go Grumplin.
Sorry, you've met me, but I haven't had a go. Tink is a fairy. She has brown hair tied up in a big pink ribbon, and I believe now a very large tricorn,
Yeah.
and some like steampunky goggles strapped to her head. She's got a really frilly, girly cream dress and brown waistcoat and these bronze wings. And if you look a little closer, you can see that a lot of aspects of her are reinforced by metal, like there's a plate under her chin. She has a mechanical left hand and emits this faint ticking sound, and you can tell that's coming from the back where the wings are working.
Hello there. And behind everyone there's a thin, quite gaunt drow. Quite pale for a drow, so it's more of a light grey skin. Makeup around the eyes that has been on for weeks at this point. It's just smudged. It's not good. And she's wearing like a dark, it looks like a cross between a butcher's apron and a medical coat.
Nice.
And then like kind of hanging like on a ribbon around her neck but kind of hanging to the side is the front of a skull with loads of weird etchings in it. So it's quite decorative but in a very, very creepy way. And she's just holding herself very awkwardly. I'm Malice, and who and what exactly are you?
I shall do a deep bow to everyone. So, my, aren't you a singular bunch? My
I'm
name
also
is
here. Drodyn chimes in from behind everyone else.
Drodyn is looking very sickly, quite slow on his feet. He probably shuffles from the back.
Yeah, sorry, I'm recovering from illness at the moment. My name's Drodyn Forgoth. He's like a rather thin drow. His skin complexion is more on the purplish side than like the pale greys of Malice. He's got like long white hair that's tied up in a little bun behind his back, or like half ponytail type thing. He wears like kind of formal clothes, but they've seen a bit of wear. So he's got like knee-high, fancy little posh boots, and then like a pair of like well-kept. Well, I'd say well-kept if we hadn't been crawling through a cave for the last few days. But a nice pair of like little black trousers and like a purplish, kind of like a plum-coloured shirt with a little leather waistcoat over the top. Got his right sleeve rolled up all the way to his elbow. The left-hand sleeve's rolled all the way down with a glove on. And he's got a little cloak wrapped around his shoulders that he's kind of like flipped around to make almost like a little poncho that billows dramatically as he goes, "I'm also here."
Haha, well met, dear sir. I didn't see you there behind the Durgar, and you'll see his eyes sort of flick between one person and the other and sort of fixate linger a little longer on the drow in the party, slightly wary. You're a singular looking crew. What brings you to these tunnels, may I ask?
Well, what brings you to these tunnels?
I'm hunting, dear lady.
And what is it that you're
Unsuccessfully.
hunting?
I'm not exactly sure. I got a whiff of something down here, something unruly and fiendish, and Ambrose and I decided to investigate.
So you get a whiff of something and you go running after it.
Well, one has to decide how much of a threat these things are.
And why must it be you that makes that decision?
It's my calling.
God. Can't do this. Well, we're here for very much a very similar reason.
Really?
Yes.
You're hunting them too?
Know that we're hunting the same thing.
Okay, you're hunting too. You know what it is you're hunting?
Well, yes. To an extent.
Not partially lost kobolds, I hope.
No. Or at least not currently.
All I know is there's something here. Something that shouldn't be. Something that should not be in this realm. And I'm here looking to find out what it might be. If that sounds like what you're here doing too, then perhaps we can align.
So one of the things that we're doing.
This is fortunate then. And may I extend my deepest gratitude for freeing me from my misfortune.
You may.
I owe this kind madam here a favour, and so I extend to you as a group the same thing. I owe you a favour. How may I serve you?
Said you had a good nose. We're on the trail of someone. I don't think the same thing as you at the moment.
Is there any movement from the spiders?
You seem quite content at the moment.
Is there any section of this area that looks like it could be easily defended? Any nooks or crannies that we could squeeze into?
What you see is what there is really. You do notice in this cave that you've walked through, you almost didn't notice it on the way in because of the huge web filled with eggs, but beneath the web in the centre there seems to be a hole that just drops off beyond the extent of your dark vision. You could probably, if it got troublesome, you could probably back out into the corridor, and it's quite a narrow gap to get in. Probably a little less than 10 feet wide. Or likewise, past the narrow part in the centre, that it does seem to keep going. And there are a number of little tunnels which seem to jut off to the side, one of which Zerdy was stuck in.
Well, considering that so far nothing has attacked us in here, and spiders seem to be our biggest threat, it could be worth us taking a moment to rest up. Or maybe we could go into the corridor. What do people think?
Look. Well, it didn't look friendly.
I mean, if you'd like to rest, Ambrose and I would be happy to keep watch. Least we can do. I mean, the spiders are here, but they seem quite docile.
It seems that they must be quite well fed. As long as we don't agitate them, and avoid messing with the eggs, we might manage to rest up a little bit. Drodyn, how are you feeling?
I think I will be better after a few hours rest, but I'm fine enough, I suppose.
So you
How
hurt,
do you feel
didn't you?
about being in here?
Like dinner.
Would you prefer that we wait and rest in the corridor, or do you want us to move on and find another location?
Find a location that doesn't have anything in it, as opposed to some admittedly docile, but all the same, potentially hungry bugs. Would be my
I
preference.
am also quite concerned about the spiders. They have connections. We probably don't want to be around them too long. Is there any other way out of this area?
Well, I came in this way, so we could explore. We could head back the way we came, but just don't touch the mushrooms. At least the
Don't
other
eat
ones.
them. And are there any new mushrooms in here that Malice has not yet collected? I have. Shall we find out what I've already got? I currently have nil hog's noses, bigwigs, pygmy warts, rotting flesh, and tongues.
Most of the mushrooms in here seem to be just the generic sort of edible ones, other than these purple and blue ones, which seem to be glowing in the areas where this magical light is emanating. just have a look. What else is there? Yeah, you do manage to find another 2 of the noses, the ones that look like weird nose-like.
Okay.
Anything else you would need to search for?
I want to spend too much time searching if we don't want to stay in here, so I'll just grab the Nilhog's noses and are we all okay to leave the area now?
Yes, I believe we've rather satisfied what we decided to poke our noses down here for.
Okay.
Heading back into the tunnel.
Think so, yeah. We need to rest up before we can do anything else.
As we leave, Serdi will walk up beside Drodyn and say, "You seem quite uncomfortable, dear chap." And I'll touch his side and cast Cure Wounds.
There will be a moment where he kind of like recoils for a brief second, but then he'll calm down relatively quickly. Thank you. It's been an unfortunate day for me so far.
You're very welcome. It's the least I can do. Unfortunately, it's only 4 hit points, sorry.
Better than nothing.
Rolled a 1. Never mind.
Every little helps.
Do we want to try resting in one of the little corridors, or do we want to find somewhere completely new?
And like I said, if you'd like to rest up, I'm sure Ambrose in this corridor, Ambrose and I could take point either side and raise alarm if anything should come along. Not here too long, you should be able to have a brief rest.
In your time around here, have you seen anywhere that would be suitable for resting, or have we just got to make do?
I mean, have I?
You would know that it is quite a large, brawling cavern. Depending which way they're going, you would basically you would have come from the left of the map, effectively, Serdi. So you know that back there was a cavern that seemed to be occupied by someone. So you'd sort of steered clear of it. But there was a split in the path a way back. That's the way they were heading, and the
way I came.
Yeah.
I'll explain as much to everyone. I didn't see who the occupier was. I didn't dally. You could go and explore, see where the other fork would take.
You would have spotted a few little dips off the tunnel as well, like little alcoves, not particularly deep, but if you were careful you might be able to hide in them. But
you can try and improvise and find somewhere to hide.
Yes, we just want to make sure that we're avoiding any kind of bottleneck is all. So should we continue on a little further then?
Indeed.
We're all getting posher.
World's poshest kobold.
I don't know why that ended up that way. It just got worse and worse as I carried on.
I like it. It's how it always goes.
It's probably where he learnt to speak common. That's what determines how his common is. His Draconic's probably common as muck, but his common's quite posh.
Exactly, that's what it is, yeah.
So you wander for a short distance, you do see here a little, almost like the beginnings of a, what's the word, tributary for a river, where the water has started to carve out a little indent in the rock, but it hasn't really gone very far. So there is a little widening in the passage and a small passage in which you could probably not hugely comfortably, but you could probably all fit in there at a squeeze and have a short rest if you wanted.
What's this short rest nonsense?
Or you can continue on. You can try and long rest in there if you like, yeah.
Good without a long rest. I'm just saying.
You are running on a short rest already.
I think we could all do with a bit more than just a
An
short
hour.
rest.
Yes.
I mean, at least Drodyn and if Drodyn rests first, I can take a watch. Then we can swap. That would cover enough time for Tink to recover.
Indeed. And with Sodi here covering and Crumclone, we wouldn't have to take watches alone.
Well, I'll happily take a double watch. I mean, I feel it's the least I can do.
Don't think that's entirely necessary. Yes, if we're taking a long rest, Drodyn will lay down a piece of silver wire to cast alarm. Like a area outside of the cave, so we'll know if anything gets too close, rather than is inside the little nook with us.
Yeah. Okay, and who's doing a watch?
Malice will take first watch and second watch, so 4 hours total.
Okay, roll. How are you? Are you just sitting at the edge of the indent, just watching, listening, or how are you? Or are you actually patrolling, or how do you want to?
I think patrolling might attract too much attention, so I think she's gonna quietly sit and just be very focused on listening and watching, and if she hears anything she might then investigate further, but she's trying not to draw attention to this little area. So, perception?
Yes, please.
$13.
Okay, the first 2 hours you spend them listening. You don't really hear much, just the running water, drips. You hear the occasional laughter in the distance, like someone's told a really dirty joke and someone else has found it incredibly funny, but you can't make out more than that. It's just echoing directionless around the tunnels. All goes quietly. Roll a second for me for the next 2 hours.
I'm feeling a bit worse for wear now.
Yeah, you're starting to regret this longer watch. Your mind's becoming fatigued. Your thoughts are somewhat clouded, and you find yourself distracted. Unfortunately, the laughter subsides. Still just the constant dripping of water, the trickling. It's almost hypnotic. Just fortunate you don't sleep, because you probably would. And then as your mind starts to drift and you almost start to go into a meditation, unintentionally, your eyes refocus and you see two shapes sort of slowly moving around the corner, just quietly, very slowly, ponderously walking along the corridor. You see two shapes. They look drow. But it's hard to tell.
From where they're walking, how obvious are we?
Not massively obvious. They're probably 150 feet away at this point. So about 50 meters away. They're just very slowly. We've got the same gait as Drodyn. Drodyn's quite sick. He's slowly sort of shuffling around. His feet are heavy, and these look the same.
I'm gonna keep quiet. I'm gonna see if they pass. I'm gonna kind of like try and hide back a bit, so I'm more around the corner, but I'm gonna try and just keep an eye on them.
They continue to march along the corridor, and you almost, at one point, they're so close you think, how have they not seen me? But they just seem to be staring straight ahead and shuffling. And just as they get right alongside you, you see that the nearest one to you has got this strange, like, fungal growth which is growing out of his neck. Some of it is coming out of his ear, and the mouth, the jaw is like open, almost like it's broken and hanging loose, and you can see these weird, like, black fungal plates like growing out of the open mouth, and they both shuffle straight past.
Are there any spores around them?
Not that you can see in the dark, no.
Okay.
You'd need to light a light to know for sure.
I'm just gonna let them pass.
Okay, they pass. So I rolled a 0 on their perception roll.
Thanks
So
for that.
They slowly shuffle past. And that's your watch over.
Okay, Drodyn is up.
I have long rested. Let's do this.
Okay.
Perception
Rolls.
roll.
Yes, please.
I will also inform him of what I've just seen. Maybe get him to hide a little bit more than Malice was. Because we now know that if we're very quiet and stealthy, they might just pass by.
22. So yeah, Drodyn, you sit and you watch. You actually, it's an effective long rest. The air is so clean down here. Your grackle lung, although it was already cured, you get a really good night's sleep, and the effects of exhaustion leave you.
Right.
You feel so much better.
Only one level though, unfortunately.
Yes, only one level. Yeah, you've got 2, haven't you? So you've just got 1 level now. But yeah, you feel much better. You feel much rested, more nimble on your feet. You listen carefully, and you hear. What languages do you speak?
Common and undercommon.
You hear two voices in the distance. They're speaking undercommon. They're just you listen really carefully, and you hear what sounds like the growl of some kind of animal, maybe a wolf or a bear. You can't be sure. You catch the scent of this musty smell of animal pelts drifting through the tunnel, and you smell the smell of fire and something cooking. But your watch goes without incident.
Okay. I'm making a mental note to tell everyone that there are gnolls nearby. Potentially. So if I forget to tell you that when I wake up, assume I've already told you.
Okay, are you waking for the next?
Oh, I'm going to do the next one.
Are you going to do the next one as well? Okay.
I've had a long rest now, so I'm fine.
Okay, roll another.
Oh,
Okay.
from really high to really low.
Yeah, so you feel quite pleased with yourself, really. You picked up all those details. You could hear the voices clearly talking, and then you could hear the sounds of animals, and you could smell the food cooking. You could smell the sort of animal pelt smell. And then you realise you've not been watching very carefully, and you refocus on the task at hand. Look around, realising you'd let your attention slip, but thankfully...
And I have alarm up.
You have alarm up, and the rest of it goes without any issue. And you can all have the benefit of a long rest.
Oh, finally!
It's been a long time for V.
It has.
Firebolt, 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 firebolt.
Yes.
Yeah, the joys of sorcerers and artificers and warlocks, eh?
I do play a warlock. I sympathise with the lack of spell slots. If anyone is one.
Yeah. So you all wake up refreshed. If anyone had Grackle Lung, it is now cured. And you can recover a level of exhaustion. I think it might have only been Jim that had it, but I think Rain had it for a bit, but yeah.
I think we've spent a little bit of time also talking about what we witnessed, so I will explain about the two drow that seem to be suffering from some kind of fungal infection that had rendered them into an almost zombie-like state. Absolutely fascinating. I want to know more about it, but do be careful, and I'll explain what the fungus looked like, that black plate-like structure. Do avoid it if you come across it at all. So if we can safely get a sample of it, I would greatly appreciate it. And this is like the most excited you've seen her for a while. Last time she was this happy, she'd just got a drow skull.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
That's true.
Probably
That was
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Grom Club.
Yes, thank you for your input, Cromplum. Did anything else happen?
I could hear a slight bit of cackling and smell the noise of musty animal furs and cooking meats. The crackling of a bit of fire down one of the tunnels, so I assume there may be some gnolls camping nearby. Based on the brief interaction we had with them before, where a lot of us nearly died. Myself included.
Well, if that one Darrow can survive down here, surely we can.
We've got a bit more of a chance now that we've managed to have a rest.
And are we? Can we still see those footprints that we've been following?
Roll another survival check for me, please.
So is it Darrow that you're hunting?
Yes.
They're definitely fainter, but you can see them, yes.
It's a very particular Darrow.
Say all.
It's getting harder here because there are quite a lot of Darrow footprints going back and forth, but you still see the ones. They're quite
Long stride.
Yeah, they're spaced very far apart.
Right, let's continue. I suppose. Keep an eye out for gnolls and mushroom zombies.
And please don't eat the mushrooms without checking first.
I've learned my lesson.
Good.
The mushrooms in these parts are not the same as the mushrooms where I'm from, so I shall not eat anything.
Where are you from?
Well, some mountains away from here. And I have to admit, I slightly turned around on my way here, so I'm hoping I can find my way out. But
So you travelled from your mountains all the way here on a feeling?
a little more than that. I can times I can sense the presence of certain creatures, and led me down here. It's hard to explain.
It's hard to understand.
Precisely. My well, I'm specially trained, put it that way. It allows me to feel, for want of a better word, that something's nearby. Certain things, not anything, and I just sensed the presence of one of these creatures in this area and decided to investigate. But
Bad things. It's like a sort of danger sense.
yes, yes, bad things. Not only bad things, but things that really shouldn't be here. Well, it's hard. Things that shouldn't be. Well, things that shouldn't be in this realm, I suppose. I shall, as a matter of course, in the morning anyway, I would have used primeval essence. Primeval, what's it called?
Awareness?
Primeval awareness, thank you.
Okay, what does that do?
It senses the presence, it's an action, senses the presence of fey fiends or undead, or elementals, dragons, celestials, and aberrations within a mile.
Okay.
I just know that the rough. I guess I know that they're there. I don't know the direction or the number of
So
them.
it detects fey, fiends, what else? Aberrations, and
Just post it.
As an undead.
undead. Does it tell you what they are, or just that there's something?
Good question. I guess it would tell me what they were, but I wouldn't know exactly how many, and I wouldn't know exactly where. Just that they're nearby.
Yeah, you definitely sense undead. You do sense fiends as well.
And a little bit of fey.
For example, I know that there are things that shouldn't really be alive nearby. I know that there are things of the fiendish variety in the vicinity, and I can sense certain creatures from the Feywild.
Yeah, you would sense a fey as well, as Jim alludes to.
I can't tell you how.
Its energy would feel a bit different to normal fey that you've experienced.
I don't know exactly how many of these things, but I know they're around.
I suppose that's useful. And your mission is to remove these creatures?
Well, initially to investigate, but yes, I mean, particularly the fiends, specifically them. Nothing good comes from their visitation to our realm.
Trained you to do this?
Well, a teacher from back home.
Another kobold?
Oh no. No. He was an elf.
From what I've read, kobolds do seem to move in packs. It is odd to see you on your own and also so well trained in whatever it is you do.
Yes, I do have a large family, I suppose, for want of a better word, but I really got on with them, so sort of made my own way.
Found a family since?
Ambrose. Ambrose is all I really need.
Interesting.
I've been happy on my own, but look, isn't she darling?
He is an adorable little companion you have.
Lot of teeth.
Very useful.
Nicer to look at than a spider, that's for sure.
She's very fond of spiders.
As a snack, I imagine.
Indeed.
Well, should we get to the move on? I feel that we're starting to learn more about our companion than we know about each other.
I have frequently lobbied for us to sit down and have that conversation.
Well, we are currently in a corridor with fungus, zombies, and what could be gnolls. This is not the time for chatting.
No, but we've been on the ship many times and I've suggested this and we've moved on.
And maybe you should take more of an initiative.
I've been trying to start the conversation. How could I take more initiative in starting the conversation?
And actually have the conversation.
But the rest of you just wander off.
And make it more interesting.
There are often time pressures, such as your impending death. I think we have 24 hours.
Oh, yes. Until I get eaten by a dragon. I had momentarily forgotten about that.
If you want to spend your last 24 hours getting to know me, I'm an open book.
Eaten by a dragon?
In light of this reminder of my impending fate, maybe we can table the the social until after I'm not going to be eaten by a dragon.
Well, I
Or
thought
if you are eaten by a dragon, these conversations will be a lot quicker.
Well, rude.
But factually accurate.
I don't think that's entirely true.
No, I believe you find it is. Now let's move.
looks like the debt I owe you for releasing me from that tunnel is slightly bigger than I thought. Let's press on.
How are you with dragon slaying, Sodi?
Not sure how I feel about slaying them, but you tried talking to them?
Yes, it's quite a petulant little twat, it seems.
And not so little, unfortunately.
What did you say to them?
We've not had much chance to chat. It does just generally seem to enjoy roasting and eating people as a form of punishment for crimes. Have you spent much time in Bracklestew? I forgot where we were.
No, I don't tend to. I just tend to try and avoid large groups of, well, judgmental dwarves. No offence.
None taken.
Can I blow your mind? Instead of saying Crumclun, why don't you try Clun Crumb?
See his face go blank as he starts thinking about that.
That should keep him quiet for a few hours.
Hey, as you're all quietly chatting as you walk along the corridor, those of you with dark vision ahead, again, the dark vision is very monochromatic. There's no real colour or detail visible, but you will see up ahead. Tracks continue, but you will see up ahead. The corridor carries on, but also on the left side you can see what looks like a barred gate of some kind off in the distance.
Gate is in like a short garden gate or a large gate?
Large, probably 20-foot metal gate. This gap here.
I'm not going to knock if someone's going to suggest that.
Is the gate where the gap is?
Yes.
Can I slip through it?
Yeah, I will let you try. You can do a dexterity check, ability check.
I mean, what can I see beyond it first?
Okay. So you look through and you can see. In fact, let me just pull just you so that you can see what's there.
I think do be careful.
So you see, the first thing you notice is these strange obelisk-like stones arranged in a spiral pattern. They are gently glowing with this light, pink light. Let me just put you on the map, sorry. They are, behind them you can see a campfire burning, and you see two grey-skinned dwarves, one with white hair, one with black hair. There's a cauldron on the fire and they're gently cooking. Behind them you can see a locked cage with a huge cave bear snoozing inside.
Interesting. Has anyone ever seen anything like these before? And I'll point at the glowing obelisks.
Reminds me a tiny bit of that stone we found when we were escaping Vulcanvelve.
Have I ever seen anything like it before, DM?
I don't think so, no.
Well, there are Duragar over there. Crumclun could call
You can
them
roll
over.
you can roll a religion check if you wish.
Yep.
No, you're not sure. You're not sure what they're for. You kind of note that there's a bit of a path, and it's carved into the stone. It looks almost like a snake, and it spirals in. And these stones are either side of the spiral, but no, you don't know what they're for.
Tink, I can't particularly see very well from here. What exactly is the image on that?
Viral path. It looks a little like a snake. And then lots of glowing obelisks. And then beyond I can see two Duragara by a fire and a cave bear. imprisoned behind them.
Does any of that mean anything to Malice? Does that sound familiar?
Roll a religion check.
Can Sadie do the same?
Yeah.
And I
Malice
just
has no idea.
Well, I'm going to roll one now too, otherwise I'm going to be left out.
Can I see what the Durga are wearing? I assume it's not a uniform or.
They're Darrow, not Durgar.
Oh, sorry.
They are a kind of dwarf, but they're smaller. They're wearing they've got like very tatty looking leather armor, trousers that are full of holes. In fact, one of them sat by the fire and you realise there's a hole right where you wish there wasn't. You catch an eyeful. They're just sat there sort of. They seem completely oblivious to you the other side of the gate at the moment. They're just cooking something on the pot.
A little unusual because they're mainly based in that camp altogether, aren't they? Perhaps we should talk to them.
Or maybe not. I don't think we want our presence here to be known too widely, do we?
If our questions become a problem, we can always kill them. I don't think it's as much of a problem to do that down here as it is up there.
We don't know that for certain. Drodyn's already going to die, so I'm not sure the rest of us want to follow suit.
You don't have to make it sound like you're so certain that I'm going to die.
Well, currently it is the projected outcome.
Me listen at the very least.
If you think it's worthwhile.
Well, we just need to work out what the Dara were doing and... Oh dear.
That's a very high perception roll.
You hear what the Darrow are sort of chattering to each other, and one of them goes, "Oh, I'm sick of the bloody master. He's always hang on. I hear voices." And one of them seems to stare over at the gate and looks straight at Tink.
Wrists.
What? You see the one at the back start edging towards the gate on the cage and puts his hand on the bar ready to lift it.
We're just looking around the Underdark. We're some mages and some guides trying to learn more about the Underdark. We're from the surface. I wonder, could you tell me what these stones are? They look fascinating.
You see the front one start edging upwards, start sort of walking backwards and sideways, sort of heading up out of view to the top of the cave. Master says no visitors, so I suggest you go, or I'll let the bears out.
Are you in need of any coin? I'd quite gladly pay to take a look at these fascinating objects.
Roll a persuasion for me.
Big Disney eyes.
He's still looking suspicious, and he hasn't lifted the bar on this cage, but he's listening.
Speak with your master?
Master's not here. Master is doing the ritual. You hear a voice from out of sight go, "Shut up! You're not supposed to talk about the ritual." "Now you're talking about the ritual, you idiot." "Well, you started talking about the ritual before I did, so shut up." They both go quiet.
Oh, that's fascinating. We would love to see a ritual.
"You need to go now, miss, because you're going to get us in trouble. We shouldn't talk about the ritual. Everyone knows that. It's a secret."
Shame. Okay, then. And I will wander off back to the others, who I assume are now sort of round the corner, or I'll usher them round the corner outside.
If it's a secret, how's everyone supposed to know about it?
If they're doing a ritual, perhaps it's like that thing we saw the gnolls doing.
Or worse.
Or worse. The gnolls, I believe, were just preparing to go hunting.
They have any kind of insignia to them? Any kind of symbols or iconography that you managed to see?
The snake on the ground?
Did anyone get a good religion check? I don't think anyone did.
No, I was wondering more if there was
I-
something new on them.
I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16. Okay, Drodyn, you've never seen it done, but you have heard tell that some of the goblin tribes do use like a ritual spiral to tame animals. But you've never seen it done. You've just read about it.
I can relay that quite easily. Apparently, goblins, whatever they are, well, we know what goblins are. We've encountered a few that I would like to go back and murder. Yes, they are quite fond of spiral designs and apparently use them for helping to bind and tame animals, or something to that effect.
Like that bear that they have.
Like the
Well,
bear
that's-
that they have.
Not quite so nefarious as what I was suspecting, which was some sort of fiend or aberration.
Considering Serdi's current interest in such things, I do wonder if maybe the ritual itself is greater than just taming a creature. Well,
Yes.
a creature that we are used to.
We have encountered quite a few non-standard creatures like that. A rather large demon that punched me across the back of a turtle.
Yes. Do we think this is something we want to investigate further then? Do we want to...
It sounds like I ought to.
Anything that can take out a bear.
I have scorching rays. Imagine being set on fire is probably not something it's fond of.
Ambrose and I are handy and we look.
I might as well go along with it. Not much I can bring to the fight, but... That's if it's a fight at all, though. If we can avoid conflict, we should.
I'll let Evie out from underneath my cloak, just in case we need her for anything.
Okay.
So yes, Tom, I have a familiar, which is a large white, kind of like albino giant moth. Typically, it can be found just like hiding under my cloak.
I like that.
It looks fluffy and cute.
It's adorable.
After Ambrose runs up to the moth, and you just hear Serdi sees him do it, and then barks like this guttural noise, and Ambrose stops suddenly, turns around, and sort of slinks back to Serdi's side.
We've got a dog.
Imagining, yeah, like a baby toothless.
Yeah.
Well, I can slip through the bars, I think, and attempt to open the gate for you if this is something you want to pursue.
But if you don't mind, at least let's cast an eye.
I don't see how all of you can get in without raising an alarm, so it's either instant combat or does any of you have some sort of spell or anything that can make you a bit stealthier?
I
It may
could
not
misty
be
step
worth
through
it.
the bars, but I can't exactly. Not very adept at sneaking. Oh, I have thieves' tools. I can try and pick a lock on the gate if we can see one.
Not especially good at sneaking around. Scales, you know.
Expect to fight a bear. That's all I can say.
Well, onward, they say. I'll march up to the door.
Oh, just quietly. Don't draw attention. And now can I try that dexterity check? No,
Sure,
I won't.
You
There's
hear a
person there.
you hear like a curtain like scrape across, and suddenly you see this little grey-faced dwarf with white hair. He's just looking up at you. You haven't gone.
No, I had some questions for you about this ritual of yours.
There's no ritual, and if there was, it would be a secret.
Whilst they're talking, can I try and, like, one hand through, one arm, wiggle?
Sure, yeah. Roll stealth for me.
But if there were a ritual, what, hypothetically speaking, what kind of ritual would it be?
Oh, I'm no expert on the rituals, and as he's talking to Drodyn, Tink just sort of slides through the bar. And even if I was to know about rituals, then it would probably also be a secret, and I wouldn't be able to tell you. But suffice to say, it is key. Almost said too much then.
I think Malice might step up, kind of figuring out what we're trying to do, and just be like, well, you see, good sir, I myself am an expert in rituals, particularly secret ones. So it would be great if we could share some of our secrets regarding secret rituals.
You see, we're Drow, we're very good at secrets and rituals.
I have heard that.
Part-
And are
Part
you
of the culture.
Oh, it is. Are you interested in overthrowing an oppressive government and giving the power back to the small, grey, white-haired people?
We
Why not?
could be.
Overthrowing the government, yes. Giving the power specifically to small whitehead people, we can work on that. We can workshop that idea a little bit.
I see some way to open the gate.
So as you go past him, and he kind of looks at you as you go by, and he nods as if as if to go, all right, and then carries on talking to the other two. Like, yeah, you look at the gate, and it just seems to be a very basic bar across this side of the gate to stop it being opened. But as you look around the room, you see the guy still stood by the cage at the bottom. He doesn't seem to be paying any attention either. He's just looking at the bear, talking to the bear. You do notice at the north as well, there's another 2 cages with another 2 cave bears. So, how would Drow overthrow an oppressive government?
No, my friends. You've said too much. It's secret. You can't tell this fine chap those things.
Well, that's true. He nearly tricked me into sharing our secrets.
Yes, that's quite devilish of you, we must say.
It seems
You're
like a
very
bright
smart
chap.
one, aren't you?
Can I, from behind him, point at the bar and make a lift up motion?
Yeah. Okay. What? Well, roll a persuasion for me. See how convincing you are.
Once again, are you
Oh,
convincing
I'm
us?
doing it to you, to those guys, not to, like, so he can't see me because I'm just behind him.
So you're
Okay.
kind of charadesing.
Yeah, like, it's just a bar. Just put your hands through and lift.
I'll just mage hand and then do it so that it doesn't look like I'm doing anything untoward, like reaching my hand through to do it.
Okay. Is your mage hand invisible?
No, it's not, because I'm
No.
not I'm not telepathic. I'm not telekinetic. I'm telepathic.
As the mage hand appears and the bar starts to lift, you just say, "Release the bears! Release the bears!" And he starts running.
Oh, but we're on the same side. We want to overthrow the government too.
Yeah, the gate is now unlocked. I'm gonna ask you to roll initiative, I'm afraid.
Can I just say, we might be able to deal with the bears from this side of the gate.
There'll be a moment of like Drodyn half opening the gate and go, "That's a very good point," and closing the gate again.
Okay.
You wouldn't think I'm a very intelligent person. Book smart, not street smart.
So Matt, Ambrose goes after me.
Right after you, yeah.
I'll roll though, just so it's in the pattern. We can move it around. Well, that worked out.
Worked out fine. Worked out fine. Okay. So, the bar drops to the ground. Darrow starts to run. You hear the snarl of a bear in the distance, and then you hear more bears getting excited. Top of the round. It is Tink.
I think I'm going to ...20 feet over to the guy. We're going to cantrip shocking grasp him. $19.
That's a hit. Roll damage. Five. Yeah, he's running. You can see as you come up behind him, you see where he's running. He's running towards two cages at the top of the room with bears in them. And you grab him from behind and just jolt him with this electricity. And you see his hair stand up on end. It would almost be comical if it didn't look so painful. Anything else?
He can't take reactions now, so I'll take the rest of my 10 feet of movement to get over here. And then I will bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
If I can find it.
Misty Step should now work, so that when you cast it, it should give you a circle, and you click in the circle where you want a Misty Step to. Let me know if it works.
It is not working.
Oh.
It was working yesterday.
What just happened? Oh, okay, something just happened, but I didn't have a circle, and now I've just moved to a random place.
Where are you?
In the wall, potentially.
I'm in the wall, apparently.
Okay.
Could you move me back, please?
Yeah.
It's coming out of the walls.
Then I will get ahead of him. And that's me.
Okay. Okay, next up we have the Darrow, who you've just viciously shocked in the back. And he is going to run up as fast as his little legs will carry him. He looks like, like when someone's dad crosses the road and they kind of do that run, but they don't go any quicker.
You mean when I cross the road?
When Jim crosses the road and he sort of trots up behind you, but he's still going walking pace, really.
You want to give the illusion you're going fast, so you don't
Yeah,
seem rude for holding people up.
It's all it is. It's the illusion of speed without any speed. And you see he's got this weird, it's like a spear on one end and then a big hook on the other. He lunges at you, Tink, and tries to, so that's a 14.
That hits, because I haven't thrown up my mage armor.
Oh. So he strikes you. He strikes you with the hook, and for a second you think he's gonna hook the hook around you and then pull it to impale you, but instead he sort of puts it round your waist and then just flips you and slams you into the ground. You don't take any damage, but you are now prone.
That's not that bad.
Worse?
Could be worse. It could be worse. The second Darrow now. He sees that you're on the ground and comes running up with his spear. This time he uses the spear end and strikes you as you're lying on the ground. You just see him lifting up with two hands and stab down, but that's a 12.
Yep.
It's a miss.
Yep.
And you just manage to roll aside, and it's chink. This metal spear just barks off the stone. That was a close one. It says still defender, but that's a lie. You'll see now that he has lifted the latch, and this bear bats the door, the cage door aside, and comes barreling out next to the Darrow. And I'm really sorry, Tink. Tries to claw you on the ground.
Are they doing? Oh, if they're doing it with advantage, I'll impose this. I'll restore balance.
Restore balance. Okay. So that would be okay. That's fine. First attack misses. Misses with a claw. Again, you're on the ground. You pulled you out of the air. You roll again. The claw narrowly misses, and then the head comes in. Huge maw trying to bite you. It's a 19.
Oh, that.
11 piercing damage. As these jaws just clamp around you and you feel them close. The strength of them is incredible. Knocks the air out of you. It's not looking good for Tink. Drodyn, you're up.
there will be a brief moment as Drodyn's looking through all this little bit of chaos going on. Like, oh, bloody hell, I can't stay on this side of the gate. Tink will be dead before the cave bears go down. So he's going to cast Misty Step. And yes, I have no circle, so I'm just going to click.
It should let you teleport.
There was no circle for me to choose, but it did just let me go somewhere.
Okay. I'll have to have a
And
look at
that was exactly 30 feet.
Yeah. You should have like poof, vanished and then reappeared.
It did. It was very cool. And then I'm going to take a few steps this way. And then I'm going to be a tiny bit scared, and I'm going to throw a firebolt, I suppose, at the cave bear. Because
Okay.
what could possibly go wrong?
I don't know.
Everything could go wrong. I could roll a nat 1 and fireball Tink in the face. Yeah, it's fine. I'm pretty sure a 23 would hit a bear.
I think it does, yes.
It's only 4. How incredibly unfortunate.
It hurts it. You hear it let out this sort of roar as you strike it. Anything else, sir?
Then it will be the voice of just, I'm suddenly convinced this wasn't a smart idea. And that'll be it.
Okay. Okay. Rain is up next. I don't know. Are you gonna do Rain,
Oh,
Veronica, or someone else can?
yeah, I can. So that gate's open now?
It's unlocked. Yeah.
God. Six is there. We're not moving.
We got the ruler on.
No.
Where do you want it?
Oh, movement is set to combat turn. It's not currently my turn.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's 20. $90 feet. Okay. Okay. I think Green is gonna try so we can move 10 more feet to get a bit closer. And let's have a go with this. I know Tink will get caught, but to be honest, that's fine. Let's do this. Entangle.
Okay.
Well, you have got the animations working. Very nice.
Okay. The right hand one saves. The top one fails. And the bear passes.
Not worth it.
Fortunately.
What is it? Strength. And am I at disadvantage? It doesn't really matter to me. I'm already in a bad situation. Yeah.
Okay, and Tink is stuck too. Unfortunately. Okay. Anything else from you?
No. Well, still defender.
Yeah.
What's their movement? 40 feet. So I suppose I'll just move it 40 feet. Can it dash?
I think it. I
I
think
can
bonus
command
action
it.
can move
I
it
can
and attack, but I'm not sure if it.
If it can dash.
Yeah, I don't
That,
know.
that would be fair enough. Because it can't grapple, can it?
Oh,
This isn't
Crumplin's.
moving either.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I just realised that Crumplin didn't take the long rest when the rest of us did. So I just...
It feels like that's probably what Crumplin would do.
No, don't know what happened. How far it moved.
I've moved it. It's got
35.
5 feet more.
Yeah, that's just a bit closer. That's it.
Oh, I think I know why it's not moving.
I don't think it's in.
It's 'cause
still on
it's-
turn order.
Yeah, it's because it's. I think it's because it goes straight after rain, rather than
In turn.
yeah. Okay, well I'll move it one more. Where do you want it there?
Yeah, sure.
Malice, you're up with Crumplin up next.
Oh, let's just measure this for like the 20th time, just because I'm always worried I'm gonna be wrong. So, in this kind of space between the bear and the Darrow, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. So,
Okay.
this large, withered, disembodied hand with these long, like elongated fingers that are turning black at the tips, and loads of silver rings kind of appears. And if I'm correct, let me just make sure I'm reading this correctly. So that's a bonus action to cast.
It is.
When,
And it can
when
attack.
It says on that cast, and then I still have the action, don't I?
You do,
Awesome.
and it can attack as well
Yeah.
on the
So
round.
I will attack the bear to try and draw its attention away from 10. I doubt that worked.
That is a that is a miss. It's
Okay.
close, but not quite there. You kind of
Just trying to-
strike it, but so I've given you a little
Little scythe.
a little scythe because that's all I've got at the moment. But
I'll take what I can get. That's fine.
yeah,
But yeah, if it draws attention away from Tink, that is good. And then once I've done that, I then will use my crossbow, which I forgot I had, to how far can this go? Sorry.
I'll have 2 numbers for the range. The first one
Yeah,
will be
80
short,
feet.
and that 80 feet is short range. That's normal roll. Anything long range is a disadvantage, but yeah, short.
So this will also be at the bear.
Okay. Oh.
11. I am not doing well.
It skims. It's so close. You literally, as it's sort of bent down and it's biting Tink, and you fire and it just ducks and you just clip its ear, but you don't stick it, unfortunately. But it was close. It was so close.
And I'm not going into the large bear cave. I'm staying like in the gateway, so I've got clear view of it, but I'm not venturing in. So I'm like using out there.
Crumplin then. I don't know who wants to control Crumplin. You should all be able to see him.
Happy to. He'll run in. 10 to run 30 feet.
He's only got 25 foot because he's a dwarf, fortunately.
25 feet. And he will use his action to throw a hand axe at the bear.
Okay. It's a critical hit. Roll damage.
12 slashing.
Oh, hang on, it's sorry, it's long range, so it's disadvantage.
Okay.
So roll another check for me. 20 feet is short range with a hand axe. Just to see whether you...
Okay, it looks like a miss.
That's a miss. Sorry. To get
No,
your
it's all right.
and then dash them. Yeah, you flings the axe and it just kind of pings off the ground just in front.
He'll use his bonus action to manifest and echo himself.
Okay.
15 feet closer to the bear.
Yeah. Sure. 15 feet. Yeah, so Drodyn would, or there, I suppose. Drodyn, you would see this weird, shimmering, ethereal version of Crumplunst appear beside you. Probably silently mouthing Crumplun, but not making any noise.
Oh, fantastic. There's another one.
Okay.
You can do.
You have... Oh, you don't get 2 attacks till 5th, do you? So next up it's Serdi.
Serdi. So what Serdi will run into? That's 30 feet. Serdi will run 30 feet. And bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on the bear.
Okay, if you right click, target the bear with the little target, and then cast Hunter's Mark, it should actually apply it automatically. You're wrong.
I can't seem to right click target the bear.
You can't.
No, it just right clicking does nothing.
I think it's double right click.
Ah, there we go. Target.
Weird, it's not double for me, but...
You're the GM.
Oh, I see.
Has it applied it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I think so.
Okay. And then I will use my action to just hear as he's running in. You'll see like his body kind of like and spit this blob of acid at the bear, which is acid splash.
Okay.
13 dexterity.
The proper long range gob that is. Meets it beats, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You do this massive green loogie from 30 feet away, soars through the air, and the bear just seems to just sidestep it at the last minute. Green acid sizzling on the ground. That's disgusting.
It's a dragon. Now it's Ambrose's go, and Ambrose will just run up next to Serdi. To there, and he will. Yeah, I'll use his reaction to give Serdi's weapon acid damage next turn.
Okay. So these two bears are in a cage, so cannot do anything. Top of the round, Tink on the ground.
DM,
Yeah.
up to you if this works. Misty Step only has a verbal component. Can I fuck off out of there?
Yeah, if you can cast it again, then yes.
I can.
Yeah, well, absolutely then. That's what it's for.
That
I do like that.
yeah, it's really cool.
I don't get a circle, so I had to decide where I was going to click beforehand.
Yeah, I need to figure out why the circle's not working, but
So that was my bonus action. So with my action, I will use sorcery point to twin spell.
Okay.
So one of those, and I'll throw a firebolt at each of the Darrow.
Okay.
So the nearer one. The
Yeah.
first one.
He is restrained, so does that mean you get advantage? Well, it's definitely a hit.
Trained condition. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So let's just see if it was.
Roll another, just in case it's
critical,
20.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And the damage for that one.
Oof.
Lovely.
How do you want to do this?
I will sort of look up at him from my restrained position, blow a raspberry, and manifest over there, and the raspberry, still going, becomes just this burst of flame that ignites him, and then it's turned to ash.
Nice.
One more for the other guy, and I'm going to say to everyone, take out the Darrow before the bear, because they are the ones that can open the cages to the other bears.
Any movement?
Oh, I can move.
Yeah, you can
That's
use your legs. That one is the other Darrow. That is a miss, unfortunately. The first one was stuck in the entangle, but this one is, although it's difficult terrain, it's not entangled. So just ducks out of the way of the firebolt and blows your raspberry right back at you.
Fair enough. And then with my movement, I'll head back here saying, I made bad choices! And that's me.
Okay. This Darrow is going to run here.
No, don't do that.
And he spends his action unlocking the door. And then we'll use the rest of his movement. He's moving towards the other cage. So the bear looks down. It is not entangled. Gonna dash forward.
Of course it is.
No, of course it is. But I am
Question:
gonna.
Does spiritual weapon get an opportunity attack?
It hasn't gone out of range, and I don't think spiritual weapon can. No,
Okay.
it's not a creature. So it is going to attack Crumclun's Echo. 1, 2, Drodyn. 3, 4. That's a 14. I don't know what his Echo's armor class is.
Just looking.
16. I think it is. So it misses. It will take a second swing.
It's AC 16.
Yeah. So it swings once, it swings twice. Doesn't know what it's looking at with this strange ethereal dwarf, and misses both times. Fortunately for Drodyn. Drodyn, you're up.
I'm going to. Yes, I am. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray. I've just closed my character sheet. Why did I do that when I announced I was going to cast something?
I don't know. Why did you do that?
Because I'm a dumbass, that's why.
Thank you for your honesty.
Nothing if not honest. So these are going to be at the little Darrow, who's
Okay,
running off to the
that's
last
a-
cage.
That's definitely a hit.
So that's a 9 fire damage.
Okay, yeah, you strike him square in the back. It's a good solid hit. You see blood start seeping through his armor. He's hurt. He is blooded.
Good. Going to fire another one at him. It's an 18.
That's also a hit.
It's an 8 fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'd just like to hit him square in the back of the neck and maybe set his hair on fire and leave him running in circles for a moment in a bit of a panic before he slowly just kind of like gives up and lies down. Wait for the fire to burn him away.
Arch.
It's like succumbing to it, and I get one more bolt, so I will throw it at the cave bear directly in front of me.
That'll be disadvantage for
With
range.
disadvantage, I remember. 15. That's not bad.
That's a hit. That is a hit. Roll damage.
7 fire damage.
7
9, 8,
fire
and 7.
damage.
It's like a countdown.
As this huge hulking bear is sort of trying to maul Crumclun's Echo, you just blast a Darrow and then turn as it's bearing down on you and just blast it square point blank in the face. It's injured, but it looks more mad than hurt, to be honest.
Yes, I've done that, and immediately I've went, I'm a fucking idiot. And that's it.
Okay. Okay, it's ignore that. It's Malice up, I believe.
I'm also going to move Irvi if that's okay. Oh,
Yeah,
I
of
can't move Irvi.
course.
Never mind.
You can't.
Plop Irvi next to me, would you? Thank you, sir.
Crumclun's just moved all the way up the list.
No, it's Malice. It's Malice. It's because I moved Steel Defender down the order. Malice, you're up.
Can I find it in the chat? Use my bonus action to make another attack with the spiritual weapon.
You can.
On
I'll
the
give you
bear.
advantage.
Oh, nice. It can't be that long ago. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, and you said with advantage on the bear. Yeah.
Oh, critical. Roll damage.
Bit coil.
It nearly rolling the crossbow from earlier. Critical.
Oof.
16
Yeah.
force damage.
As this bear is going towards Drodyn and Crumclun's Echo, your spiritual weapon, this huge, well, I don't know how huge it is, but this black clawed hand just rakes down the back of this bear, and you hear it sort of lift its head and roar in pain as it draws blood. Nice.
someone
Anything
close-
else?
Can someone close that door from a distance? That was my bonus action. So I'm going to now. Oh, it's because it's got the scythe selected. That makes sense.
You've
Oh,
just said
well.
that. You've just said that, and I went, oh, I could have. Because I used Mage Hand earlier.
And then I'm going to crossbow the bear. Because why not?
Okay. Why not? It's a very drow thing to do. What's the range? Okay, that is a hit.
It's within range because I did it last time. I can't remember. Is
Yeah.
it 80 or something?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is, yeah. That's a hit.
Awesome. Damage.
Nice.
8 piercing.
Yeah, you literally choose the moment as your spiritual weapon claws down its back and it raises its head, you just fire this bolt straight in its throat. It is bleeding heavily. It is close to death, but it is still fighting. Everything?
That's the end of my go. Yeah.
Hey, Crumclun then.
Right, Crumclun will run forward 25 feet. Start heading towards the other free bear. And he will use his action to attack from his echo.
Yep. That's a hit. How do you want to do this?
Oh, cool. Well, you just see the he runs forward, and the echo seems to dart through the bear as it runs forward the other side, and just it goes into the bear and just bursts out the other side. It's the bear, just the back of the bear just bursts open with the echo.
Nice.
Yeah, it moves forward 25 feet in the process. It can move, I think, without an action.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Whereabouts do you want it?
Just
Yeah,
25 feet straight forward, like from left to right. Cool.
Hey, there's rain.
Just not close enough. So if I went 30 feet. No, that's at all not what I want. Too far away. Makes me so angry. Okay. I feel bad because it's not done anything, but I'm gonna shoot the bear. And Rain feels bad and misses.
Yeah, it does miss, unfortunately. This barred cage fires the pistol, but it sort of pings off one of the bars and just ricochets away harmlessly.
Can't move my Steel Defender again, but I'll place it here next to the Echo.
Okay. Cool. Is that everything?
Mm-hmm.
That's 30.
He'll run forward 30. And he will transfer Hunter's Mark onto the other bear.
Yep.
What's the spell again to transfer it over?
No, it's fine. I'll do it.
And then he will oogie another acid splash for the bear.
Nice. Disgusting. Nice.
Just saving through. It's exactly the roll last time.
Yeah, again, it just splashes off the bars. It doesn't, unfortunately, go on the bear. But it's an impressive blob. I don't know what other word to put there.
Oh, that's all Serdi can do. Ambrose will rush up behind, and again, he'll use his action to dodge, which he does automatically unless I command him otherwise.
Yeah.
And then he will use his reaction to charge my weapon with acid damage.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so this bear comes bursting out. This will be the last turn, and then we'll pick it up next time. It will come running forward. It's going to go there. It's going to attack the Echo once, and it's going to attack Surdy once. So this is the Echo. The 22.
Hit.
The
Echo just dissipates.
Yeah, I believe that's the hit point. So the Echo dissipates, and then the next one is on Surdy.
To attack.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm. I tried.
It's lucky you did that. It would have been a crit if you didn't.
That definitely hits.
Yeah, but it would have been a crit. That's 10 slashing damage. And they're just annoyed by you spitting at it. Just bats you. And we will... Yeah, the other bear is still locked away, thankfully. So we will leave it there. We'll pick it up next time. That's okay. So yeah, well done all.
Cracking good time, and welcome to the party, Tom.
Thank you.
So you did it.
Opal, finally, I've wanted to for so long.
Oh, the little characters are the best. Goblins, kobolds. Peak character selection. Fucking Sir Didymus is the best.
The thought occurred to me when riding on. In a couple of levels, he could ride Ambrose. So I'm so looking forward to that. He'll just spend the whole time riding Ambrose.
Just the fact that it seemed like a dog, and then you said like Ambrose, and I'm like, it's nearly Ambrosius. And then I was like, Surdy, odd name. And then I saw it written down. I'm like, Sir Didymus. I had a proper weird little fangirl moment, and it brought me great joy.
I'm glad. This is fun.
It was a fantastic reaction when you met Ambrose, and you were like, it's like a dragon dog type thing, and you were like, but don't touch it.
Oh yeah, Hazel was like, it is goth Spyro, and I love it. Malice was like, don't touch it. And it's very difficult to freaking roleplay when you feel very, very different to your character. Like, play with it. Throw a bone.
This party is very different from the other parties we play. Yeah. I was a bit shocked, I have to admit.
Well, the fact that they were like, oh, just leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it in there.
Everyone was like, no problem. What?
Yeah.
Might be a trap.
Well, maybe Surdy and Ambrose are just what we needed to bind the party together.
Maybe.
We've already talked to him more than we've talked to each other.
Yep.
It's true.
Not an exaggeration, really.
I think, to be fair, Malice had a particularly bad time at the start. Like, thought she'd died once, but it was a horrible dream, and then
Died.
Then went waterfall surfing unconscious, and yeah, she had a bad time at the start. So I think she's struggling.
She's generally just not a happy person anyway. Yeah, like her life has just been one big tragedy.
Yeah, it's like born into unfortunate city, and then left the city and ended up in prison, and then escaped the prison, and then thought, my God's a bit of a cow, I'm going to switch religion. Oh, picked another good one.
He still doesn't really know much about the new god though, so this is going to take a while, I think.
She's just having an unfortunate series of events. Cool, right. I am going to stop the stream then. So are we Curse of Strahd on Sunday as normal? Veronica,
Yeah, we can do. And another reminder, if you've managed to get this far, please do like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're watching on. When we get to 50 on Twitch, I'm gonna run a little quiz.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So please do. It helps us out. It does help us out. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
do a quiz.
And you should really watch the next Curse of Strahd and watch the last one because it was quite dramatic. I think we were all a bit shocked. And I think the next
Look at
episode
V's face.
we'll have some tasty roleplay. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be horrendous on so many levels.
Alexander's gonna break.
I know. I rewatched it and there was just 5 faces going like, but for a good 2-3 minutes. So it was good. It was good. Veronica's face says that she doesn't think it was good, but with hindsight, I enjoyed it. At the time, it was a shock, but next week will be epic. So please tune in. And with that, I shall end the stream. Any last words? Say them now.
Yo gabba gabba. Bye. See ya.
Last
Ow.
Bye. Bye.